Jen, two subject areas. First, with regard to voting rights, President Biden described his 2020 campaign as battle for the soul of America. What does the administration think is more important for the soul? Upholding the tradition of the filibuster or getting the voting rights agenda through? If you had to make the choice, what is that choice?
Well, we don't see it through that prism, which won't surprise you. I will say that first, the president believes that expanding access to voting, making it easier for people to vote, should be a fundamental right for the American public across the country, and it will be a fight of his presidency long past today. And I will also note, since you gave me the opportunity, that this has been a fight that he has been battling through the course of his career. When he was in the Senate, he fought for an extension of the Voting Rights Act. And it's something that he, of course, talked about on the campaign trail, and he will continue to use the bully pulpit, but also every lever in government to continue to advocate for moving forward.
And then, secondly, the president's
follow up on voting rights here. Yesterday, you said that there's more work to be done. Among that is including engaging state legislatures. But the problems, as Democrats at least see it, is not problems in blue state legislatures. It's Republican-controlled states where many of these decisions are already being made. So, what leverage do you actually have, and what realistically do you think you can accomplish in some of these red states?
Well, first, I think the point we've been making is that it's a federal approach that is needed, and I think it's important to remember why we're at this point. State legislatures, as you referenced, across the country are passing a wave of anti-voter laws based on the same repeatedly disproven lies that led to an assault on our nation's capital. They are putting these laws in place because they did not like the outcome, and they've continued to perpetuate a lie about the outcome of the election. That's why we're here. What the president and what the vice president will do is engage with voting rights groups, engage with legislatures who are supportive of expanding access to voting around the country. Yes, there are, even in red states, there are many Democratic legislators or legislators who want to expand that access, empower them, work with them, support them in these efforts, and continue to fight to get legislation across the finish line on the federal level. So this fight is not over. No matter the outcome today, it is going to continue. Go ahead.
Jen, you mentioned the bully pulpit on the voting issue. Jamal Bowman, a congressman, said earlier today the president needs to be a lot more vocal, a lot more out in front on the issue. Do you guys believe the president has elevated this issue enough, given the seriousness that you frame it?
I would suggest that that is a fight. That those words are a fight against the wrong opponent. The president is passionate about this issue. He has been passionate through the course of his time in public office. Again, securing a 25-year extension of the Voting Rights Act, when I would note Strom Thurmond chaired the committee. So that was quite a time to live through. And he's absolutely revolted by the wave of anti-voter laws based on the same repeatedly disproven lies that led to an assault on our nation's capital. As I know, the congressman and many others are as well. We share their passion. We share the desire to fight these efforts. We share the desire to fight against efforts by many Republicans to suppress the vote around the country. It doesn't mean that that fight will always be easy, but he is going to stand by them in this effort. And I would note that it's not that he has, it is not just about private phone calls. He's certainly done a number of those and private meetings, as he did with Senator Manchin yesterday, to convey to him the importance to him personally of moving this to a debate on the floor about this important piece of legislation. The president has also gave a speech in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he made a passionate case for the importance of voting rights. He also has taken action, including empowering a number of nominees at the Department of Justice who have been leading advocates for voting rights, pushing for their confirmation to get through. The Department of Justice also just announced a few weeks ago that they are doubling their support and their financial support for enforcement of important voting laws around the country. And he signed a historic executive action just several weeks ago that puts in place a number of protections to ensure that people have the ability to vote. I would say that's hardly being silent. That's hardly sitting on the back bench. And he will be standing with advocates in this fight for the foreseeable future. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jess.